Hi, I'm Rebecca Franson. I'm here with Instaproofs to interview Wendy Laurel today on our live video. Wendy Laurel is a photographer in Hawaii, and we get the opportunity today to speak with her and ask her about anything you want. And I am going to, as we wait for a few more people to get on, I'm going to flip the screen before I have her join us. I'm going to flip the screen so we can look at some of her amazing work. First of all, we're going to look at her Instagram account, and then in just a minute or two, we're going to invite her to join us. And feel free to think of any questions you might have, so you can ask her those right here live. This is Wendy Laurel's Instagram account. I'm just going to flip through this while we wait a few minutes before we invite her to join us. Wendy Laurel is known for her double exposure work. Amazing work. Hey everyone, welcome. I'd love to know where everyone's tuning in from. If you want to shout it out in the comment section where you're tuning in from, I'd love to see where you're from, where you're joining us from. Mineral Wells, Texas, awesome. Virginia, awesome. I used to live in Virginia. I used to live in Charlottesville. That's awesome. Ooh, that one is super awesome. Her wedding work is so gorgeous. All of her work is so gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to flip over to her website really quick. And I see that Wendy has joined. Welcome, Wendy. I'll add you in just 1 second. I'm just going to peruse through your website real quick, and then I'll add you on and let you introduce yourself. Her wedding work is amazing. So gorgeous. All right, well, I'm going to flip the camera back to me, and I'm going to invite Wendy to join our broadcast here. All right. Should add you in a second. Welcome, Wendy.
Hi.
How are
I've never actually done this before, so this is all new.
Awesome. And Wendy and I have never spoken before. We are just meeting right here for the first time. But I am a big fan of your work, and I cannot wait to get to chat with you and answer, help the audience get the answers that they have about your awesome work.
Great. That sounds like fun.
Awesome. Well, I just thought we would start off by having you just introduce yourself. Tell us, we all know you live in Hawaii, but maybe tell us a little bit about how you landed in Hawaii, a little bit about your family, and anything else you want to add.
Okay, well, I've been in Hawaii for a long time. I'm actually a lawyer, or I was a lawyer. Yeah, so I went to law school, and after law school, I got a clerkship at a federal court in Honolulu. So wow. I came and I did that, and I ended up I was really into canoe paddling, which was super fun. And Hawaii is a small town, so once you kind of get into the circle of things, it just seems smarter to stay than to go somewhere else to work. So I got admitted to the bar, became a lawyer, got married, had a kid, lived on Kauai, And yeah, that was good. Then I ended up getting divorced, moving to Maui. And when I moved to Maui, I found a law firm that was awesome that let me work part-time while I had 3 more kids and raise those kids. And when I had, I guess it was my 3rd child, my daughter Noelle, she was a baby, and I was like, there's got to be more than life than just doing these diapers and being in this house. And I was like swamped with like childcare and still working from home. I decided to go to the community college and take a class. And I had never done anything artistic in my entire life. And I didn't even think I was artistic, but my dad used to like to take photos. So I thought, oh, I'll take a camera class so I can take some good pictures of my kids.
Yeah.
So I took a camera class, and it was old school darkroom, black and white. And I bought a camera from Costco, a Canon Rebel.
Oh,
and
that's what I started with.
Yeah. And I loved it. And then that just became like my hobby, and I kept like learning and growing. And then sooner or later, I realized I had all this time to do photography, and I had absolutely no time to be a lawyer anymore. And slowly it just transitioned. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so I'm on Maui. I got 4 kids, and I do a lot of photography and no law.
That's awesome. How old are your kids?
The youngest just is turning 10 tomorrow. So
oh, cool.
I don't have any babies anymore. And then I have 2 girls in high school. So they are 14 and 16, which is its own like new world. And then I have a boy that's 21 and doesn't live at home anymore. He's got his own place. Yeah. So that's where
empty
we're at.
I have similarly aged kids as you do. Our oldest is 17, but our youngest is 8. So kind of same.
Yeah. I
range.
feel like I've been doing the same, like going to the same elementary school and going to the same swim program after school since my oldest was little. So it's like years. Like people like my friends that are from my older son's parent set, they're like, you're still doing that? I'm like, yeah. They're like, their kids are gone. They're traveling. They moved. They did this or that. I'm like, oh no, I'm still doing that.
I feel like I haven't been a very good volunteer mom for the schools this year. I did so much last year and the year before. I'm like, the teachers my kids have this year probably think I'm such a lame mom or lame parent because I have not done anything hardly at all. So I'm like, oh well.
I'm the same way. Like I used to do this whole photography thing at the kids' school. They have a annual fair, and I had this whole room. I'd have portraits of every single kid in the school, and
oh, that's awesome.
And now I go and stand guard at the bouncy castle for 4 hours, and I'm like, done.
That sounds like me. Like I've had in years past, I'll have the whole yearbook is full of pictures that I took because I'll go to every single thing and take pictures and upload them so anyone could download them.
Yes.
I say Instaproofs. And then this year I'm like, I have not done anything.
I did the school yearbook for years, and now I
did the whole thing. Oh, yeah. You're a saint.
Which is a whole job in itself.
Yeah.
And now I'm not even have a photo in it.
Yeah, this year is not going to have any photos of mine. I'm like, oh well.
And now I have kids in 3 different schools, and they all have their own events. But what's really cool is now that I have teenagers, so now my kids won't pose for me, right? Because they're sick of it. I've been doing this for years. They're teenagers. They really don't even want me that close to them.
They're like,
now,
so photo.
Yes, no. So it's challenged me to be okay with taking photos where they're not cooperating at all. And they're not even posing, just moments that they're together or they're with their friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's really changing the way I'm shooting. And those teen photos, I love. It's open this whole new door because I like the teen styles and the music and the friends. And it's this whole other world. So I'm going to milk it for all it's worth.
Yes, totally. And I am so inspired when I find photographers who have older children who are photographing their children because, Instagram is full of all the baby pictures and, toddlers. And I'm like, I don't have any of those anymore. They're gone.
And they're so cute in their photos too, the little ones. But they grow up, and it's super fun photographing the teens. It's just this whole other dynamic.
Yeah,
I
I'm right there with you. That's awesome. Well, I can kind of see your face. It's a little bit pixelated.
I don't know why.
Can you see me okay? Or do you see it clear?
See you fine, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I see there.
Okay, well, I can hear you just great. So we'll just go keep on rolling. So at any time, if you have something you want to, change the direction of what we're talking about, feel free. And if anyone who's listening has any questions for Wendy, please just write them in the comments. And then when we have a break in our conversation, I'll ask her your questions. So I love hearing about you as a person, and it's so interesting to hear that you started off as a lawyer. What kind of law were you practicing?
That's the boring part. We don't want to talk about law.
I'm just curious personally. I just was curious.
It's small here, so I worked for a civil litigation firm and just did whatever came through the door. So lots of, it's like everybody on their worst day, like child custody or divorce or fighting with business partners or real estate issues. And now I'm with everybody on their best day.
Yes, so much better.
Vacation, their wedding. It's so different. It's such a change in energy, and it's so much better.
Yes. Yes. I've been through a divorce myself, and I was getting divorced from a lawyer. So
good luck.
No, I'm not. It's over. It's been a while. So, but the divorce was over like 5 years ago. But I can relate to that energy thing, because it's like, you don't want all the bad vibes. But
so I really photography just way more my style, just because of that joy aspect, because I try to live my life with like the cup half full. And so I feel like that's so easy in photography when that's what I'm really seeing. And of course everybody has their dynamics, and every wedding and every family shoot it's not all joy, of course. It's real people, but all of that, just trying to get the best parts of it is really what I like to do, and what I like to show, just because it makes me happy. So isn't that what it's all about, right?
Yes, 100%. That's awesome. So tell us so you started off by taking a class in the community college, and you were you shooting digital at that time?
No, it was a film class. So I had
that's right. You said darkroom.
Film camera. And then I guess I heard like, everyone shoots digital. So I felt like, I need to get a digital camera. So I bought one, and I played with it, and I kept trying to try all these actions and all this editing, and the colors just never looked right. I just couldn't get it to be what I saw, because Hawaii is a super colorful place. Like our blue sky is a blue sky, right? So and I want it to look like that. I didn't want a yellow sky or anything weird. Remember that phase? So I shop at Urban Outfitters occasionally, and I was at one, and they had all these it was back when they were really into lomography. So they had all these little Lomo film cameras, and they had this book, and I think I have it right here. I'm really not good with this Instagram Live, so.
Oh no, this is perfect. It's just all about being pretending like we're just popping in next door. And I wish I could have come to your house and Maui. That would have been awesome.
Come and stay.
That would be awesome.
This book by Kevin Meredith is called Hot Shots, and it's all. Let me find a picture. Let me find a good picture. It's all like this kind of lomography style stuff.
It's a little bit blurry, but is that a bird?
It's a seagull, with a blue sky around it, like cross-processed film, all shot on little 35 point-and-shoot cameras. Those are my other children, the dogs. But anyway, so I bought that book, and he has like directions, like what cameras to buy, what films to try. So we were going on vacation to California, and the kids were little, and I bought like 2 cheap cameras and a whole mess of all these different films. And I just shot them along the vacation, like here and there. And I loved my photos. Like, I loved it. I took it to like a lab, and I'm from Berkeley, California. So I took it to a lab there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. I don't want to do anything to do with that digital camera.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, one of my best friends was getting married, and she was looking at photographers, and she's like, hey, what do you think about this guy? And it was John Canlis, who I'd never heard of before. And I was like, oh, wow, I really like that. And look, he shoots all film. And look, he has these workshops. So I signed up for one of his workshops.
Oh,
and then
wow.
once I did John's workshop, that was it. Like, I was sold. I had the contacts, which I like had never shot except at that workshop. Came back and started shooting weddings on it. And just, I liked John because he uses film, and his wedding stuff was like unreal. But it wasn't just all like super pretty. Like, he did cross-process stuff. He had some grittier film work in there.
Yeah.
I was really drawn to, and I really am drawn to color. Like, I'm super picky about color. And so I just like, that was a long time ago now. I don't even know how many years ago that was. My 10-year-old was just a little toddler. Oh. But I have to say, like, every day since then has been like Christmas. Like, shooting film has just brought so much joy into my life. Like, I love shooting it, sending it off. I love getting the scans, and I'm always getting scans back, so it's always exciting. And yeah, so I don't even own a digital camera now.
Well, probably your phone, right?
I never use it unless it's like a picture of something I signed that I have to send to somebody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
awesome.
I don't take pictures on my phone. I don't take pictures on a digital camera. And I really, honestly, only want a film picture of my kids because the other ones are meaningless to me. So everything's on film around here.
That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for sharing. That's such an interesting journey, and so great that you happen to see, have John Canlis come into your life at that time when you were looking for direction on how to shoot film.
I think part of the film thing too is the people. Like, I haven't really met a film photographer I don't like. Like, there was like, I went to John's workshop. Like, I really bonded with a lot of the people there. Like, I'm still friends with, and people there. And like Tori O'Leary was there, and we started Let the Kids Blog together. Like, it really formed a whole community. He had this Facebook group at the time that we were all part of. So I met tons of people through it that I'm still friends with. And
That's awesome.
That was part of the draw too. It was all kind of like-minded people.
Yeah.
It's like the first place I really ever fit in.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not true. But that's awesome that my dog is like under my feet. So I'm like trying to rearrange so I don't kick him in the head.
Dog's circling me too. That's why I keep moving.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have the cutest dog. Come here, Lola. I'll show you my cute dog. Come here, Lola. She is Boston Terrier and French Bulldog.
Cute.
And then the other one, Nick, is a border collie that's hiding because the airport behind our house is shooting guns for birds, so he gets really scared.
Oh, they're so cute. Okay, let me show you my puppy.
Okay.
Let's see. He's he's a Wheaton Terrier. He doesn't look like a puppy, but he's only 10 months. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, it paused for a second. There we go. Are you there?
Yeah, it's cloudy in Maui, and sometimes when it's cloudy, cell reception's not as good as when it's sunny.
Okay.
Which is weird, but it's true.
Well, the drawbacks of living in paradise, right? You got to have something that.
Yeah.
balances it out. Well, the other thing I really wanted to hear about is your work with double exposure, and I know you recently came out with a class.
It's a PDF. It's not really a class. Well, kind of like a class. But what happened was I'm friends with Brian Muirhead. He's a photographer.
Okay.
I'm sure you know who he is. Anyway,
Yeah, he's on here right now. He said hi.
What?
He's on here right now.
Oh, hey, Brian. Anyway, so he came out to my house to hold a workshop. And at that workshop, Phil, Chester, and Sarah were there, and they were talking about like a really good thing for photographers to do is to put up tutorials on their website because other photographers are interested in how they do things. And I was doing double exposure with film, and people were always asking me, so I put up this little short tutorial on it, and I kind of forgot about it. And I'm like not a great business person, so I wasn't checking my Google or anything. And like 5 years went by, and I got this email from Google that's like, 5,000 people visited your site last month. And I was like, what? Like, that's a lot of people for a wedding photographer. So I was like, forgot about it for a couple months, but it kept happening. So I finally looked at it, and I realized everybody was going to that double exposure tutorial. I don't know if the link got put somewhere or who's going to it. Like, it was all, photographers. And so I called John Canlis, and I was like, what do I do with all those people? Like, what should I be doing? He's like, write a PDF, because what people want to know. He goes, that stuff on your website's really brief. It's super simple. Expand it and teach people. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I give you 1 month to do it. So I did it.
He was like, this is your assignment. Do it.
He totally did. And I'm like, I'm really like one of those people, if you give me an assignment, I'm going to go do it. Like, I love homework. So I did it. And here's a printed copy if you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
I just got it in the mail yesterday.
Oh, just yesterday?
Yeah, just yesterday. But I really like it. Sorry guys, it's the Maui weather. You can see. Hi, I don't know. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm going to go outside and see if it's better, but it's windy out here. So, see our stormy days. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it will keep working. I'm going to move.
Okay, cool.
We'll stay here. We'll see if the hallway works better. But anyway, so I stole her designer, Selena Bailey. She's an awesome graphic designer to work with, and she kind of got me, and she was able to put this thing together. Okay. I'm sorry. Usually I
it's okay.
Here. But anyway,
yeah, no worries.
Anyway, so Selena Bailey did it and put it together, and it looks super nice. We're going to sit outside on the stairs and see if that's better.
Okay, cool.
But you can kind of see it. Pages. Anyway, it looks super cool. So I'm stoked about that.
That's awesome. So I got some of what you said. So you liked Jan Palmer's Teeth Kiss PDF, and so you hired the same graphic designer that did hers?
Yeah.
And who was that?
It's Selena Bailey.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and she's in Montreal, or well, she's in Canada somewhere. I think it's Montreal, but she really did an awesome job. She was really good. But I'm
Oh,
using her for
awesome.
other projects, so nobody else call her.
Isn't that the truth? Like when you find someone who's like perfect, you're like, nobody call her. I got her.
Yeah, I feel like I should tell people about her because I really like her and to be nice to her, but I really just want to use her all myself all the time.
That's awesome. That's a great recommendation right there. So tell us, that's so interesting to hear how you realized that the double exposure for film was such a topic that people would be really interested in. How did you get into double exposure photography?
Um, Gosh, I think I saw Sarah had a tutorial on doing it digitally, and I really liked like this photo she had on her website, and I thought, oh, I'll try that. So I just kind of experimented. I just, on my kids and stuff, and it just became like a little trick that I would do. Like, it's not like I go out and shoot a roll of double exposures, but I would shoot one at a wedding or at a family shoot, and I would just kind of play with it. And then once I kind of understood what I was doing, then I tried to make it different all the time. Like like the traditional ones I had seen were, like a silhouette of a person with like a tree, right? Filling
Right.
their silhouette. So then I started using like flowers were at all the weddings, and I liked the color. So I was always looking for color, and then like beach towels or inflatable rafts or just whatever was around I would use. And it was another way to layer color onto to an image, like to add color. Like for me, color is really important. It gives a lot of feeling to my work and brings me a lot of satisfaction and joy. So I'm always looking for ways to add that color into my photos, besides just what people are wearing or the backgrounds they're in, but just
Right.
another dimension of it. And then I started I would see photographers that lived in cities. All right, I guess I just can't go in my house. Sorry. Anyway, so I would see that
Oh,
people
that's okay.
had that, and I would see people had like out of focus city lights behind them in photos, which I couldn't do on Maui because it's very. I mean, there are no city lights. There's no city.
Yeah.
So I started, and then like at Christmas time, you would see people like with their Christmas lights out of focus behind people. And I was like, oh, isn't that pretty? Well, can I do that anyway? So I would started taking photos of lights on a roll and then putting that roll back in the camera and then taking pictures of people. So then I had my people and my lights, even though I don't have any lights anywhere around me.
I
So
love that came to be. That's so interesting.
yeah, so it just kind of solved a problem for me, and it's really fun, and you just don't really know what it's going to look like until you get it back, which I'm totally okay with. Some people aren't, and my pictures don't have to be perfect or technically correct for me to like them. So I'm not as fussy about or scared about pushing the shutter button as some people are. Like some people won't push that button unless everything's lined up and perfect, but I'll push it when I feel like it and then see what it's like on the other side.
Awesome. That's so interesting to hear how that happened. So, um, tell us a little bit about what is in your PDF.
What is in my what?
In your
Oh, in
PDF.
the PDF?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes through like why I shoot double exposures and then really how to do it on all the different film cameras there are out there, like technically how to shoot the first frame, how to shoot the second frame, what to do if you make this mistake or that mistake, and how to kind of avoid mistakes. And just all the different kinds of double exposures there are. There's like the silhouette, or what I call the reverse silhouette, where you take the shape of a tree or some the shape of anything that's not a person and fill it with a picture of the person instead of doing the reverse, or the like two pictures in one, double exposure, where you're taking a picture of a person doing something and then another picture of them doing something else, or whatever, filling your frame with two copies of the same person. So I just go through all the different kinds that I do and all the different experiments I've tried and all the different materials I've used. So, and then I have assignments after every chapter, and I have a Facebook group so people can post and we can talk about it. And I'm pretty sure everyone's going to come up with way better stuff than what I have. But we'll see.
That sounds awesome. So how long is the PDF?
It's 136 pages. It's a lot of photos too.
And how much is it? How much are you selling it for?
The price is $149. It's on special right now for $99, and that gives you the PDF, and then it gives you a link if you want to buy a printed copy at just the printing expense and shipping expense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really great. And one of the things that I read on your Instagram page was a review from John Canlis on your PDF about double exposure, and he said what he really loved about it. One of the things he really loved about it was that it wasn't teaching him how to be like you. It was teaching the principles and giving inspiration and ideas. And that really stuck out to me, because I love classes where the teacher isn't, the person writing it or the teacher isn't saying, here, this is how to be like me. I like that was
I don't
the
really
greatest
want to
recommendation.
I don't want to see everybody go out there using rainbows and colored lights, right? 'Cause that's what I do. But, for me, color is really important, but other people, it's different things. And that's the beauty of the double exposure. You can pick from the whole world, whatever textures or colors or shapes you like. And, you can really, I think about it as, it's just another tool as an artist you have to put your voice into the image or the portrait of somebody. It just adds another little layer there. It can have some, and I like it to have something to do with whoever's in front of the camera. So it's not like some random double exposure, but if it's like a bride, it's her flowers, or it's, something that was right there at the scene. It's not like I take all these pictures and then on Photoshop, I'm like, oh, well, this guy will look good with a tree and this girl will look good with a palm tree. It's actually like what was there at their wedding or at the beach when we were shooting, or the shirt that they were wearing. Like some of my favorite ones are just people filled with like whatever graphics they had on their shirt that day, or their bag or their beach towel or whatever, Okay, I have dogs all around me now.
Oh, hey, doggies. Did you see my dog when I put the camera on him?
Yeah, I did. It's cutie.
He's cute. Well, that's so awesome. So I'm guessing since you took John Canlis's workshop, I'm guessing he might have been the one who introduced you to Instaproofs?
Yes, he is, right? Like, didn't he introduce everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. He totally did, and he was really good about like hand holding how to set it up and stuff. But I really love the new update you did a couple of years ago that changed how everything looked. Like it's I feel like my Instaproof site is so beautiful now. I like it it's like I'm proud to have clients come look at it. It's really nice.
So you've been an Instaproofs user for 7.5 years or something like that?
Yeah. It was, I think I tried Zenfolio first, but then Instaproofs is just is a much better fit for me. And it's really pretty, and I use it for everything. So even like these like charity work, like shooting the school, like I'll put a gallery up there so they can download it for free. But
me too. I totally do that too.
Yeah, I use it for everything. So whenever I want to share photos, and then like all my clients are up there in galleries and get, the sales and all of that through it too. And Like, so when I shoot a wedding, all the vendors, of course, want shots of their, they want their flowers and their table setting shots. And I send them all to Instaproofs, and I give them a code. I'm like, go ahead, download what you need from the wedding. So it's like, it's really handy for me. It's everything in one.
Yeah, I really, when we were corresponding via email before this broadcast, I love that you're using the Instaproofs site to deliver your PDF. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, well, I have because a lot of the times I shoot stuff that's not client related, like surfboards or palm trees or just part of my life. Like the kids are surfing and skating and things like that. And people are like, oh, I want to buy that print. So I started a folder on Instaproofs, which is just those more popular kind of generic, not portraits of people shots that people like to have on their walls. And that was pretty popular, so people can go there and buy stuff. And I was like, oh, well, I might as well put the PDF up there too, because it's an easy place for people to find it and buy it. And it's just with all my other stuff.
And then you don't have to worry about, having a shopping cart on your website, and it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, and it looks pretty up there. And you can, I changed the date on the gallery so that it stays up front, all the time. Yeah, so it's always right up front. I like it.
On your art prints that you sell, do you typically sell downloads, or are you selling prints, or
I give them the choice. I give them the choice. They can get whatever they want. Most people just buy a print if they're buying something for their wall, so.
What's your most popular print size and print medium when people are buying, say, a palm tree for their living room or whatever?
Oh, gosh, I would say just a regular print in a 16 by 20.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know if I have a regular anything. It's, I don't know if you find this, but it's really random. Some galleries don't sell very much, and then some sell a whole ton. You just don't really know who's buying what, or it's surprising to me. The people that I thought wouldn't buy anything buy everything, right?
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
I'm not a salesy person. I don't like to do in-person sales, and I don't like to do sales, basically. So just having it up in the gallery where they are free to look at it or not look at it as they wish and purchase what they want is better for me. I don't have to try to sell somebody something, which I really like.
Okay, I think I heard what you said, but I'm not sure. Say something again so I can see if I can hear you. Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Stop raining, Maui.
I know. Did you see the news about Kauai? They really got a big storm over there.
No, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, Honolulu is totally flooded, and people are being evacuated, and people lost homes and everything.
Wait, they have what? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, people lost their houses and everything. They're having a huge flood over in Honolulu.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Have you seen the messages pop up on here?
What messages? Oh yeah, I can see messages.
Okay, you have a bunch of people saying hi.
Hi. I had some people ask questions, which I guess I'll answer.
Okay,
tell me if
awesome.
you see too, but some people ask questions through my messages, and they wanted to ask about light leaks, right? About the light leaks that I do.
Yeah.
And there's not really a good science for it. It's one of those things where I think I did the first one because I dropped the camera and the back open, and then I got the roll back, and I was like, hey, I didn't lose as many images as I thought I would lose, and the colors look really cool. So then I was, oh, I can maybe play with this, because I think at first I was scared that I would lose half my roll or something.
Yeah.
But it turns out I only lost 3 or something, but they all had different light leak effects on it. So I was like, oh, I can kind of play with this. So I started just opening the back of the camera on purpose.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That's why I like film too. Like all of those things that you might call like our special effects, they're real. Like they happen
Yeah.
to the film in the camera. I don't do anything after the fact. Like it's all done in that camera when I'm shooting it, and I just feel like that makes it better than if I were to try to like artificially do it after the fact with, some kind of program or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels more authentic to me. So, and I like that I can play with it that way. Like film is super imperfect, and I really like that. So I'm always trying to kind of push the boundaries there to make it more imperfect or bring out those imperfections. And I just really like my images to have that in it.
Well, you're inspiring me to pick up my film camera. It has been, well, so I learned originally on my dad's old Nikon, and learned how to develop film in a dark room, and then I went digital when the digital came along, and his camera wasn't my camera, it was his camera. So, he had it back, and for my birthday, my 40th birthday, he gifted me his old film cameras.
That's awesome.
So,
where'd you get?
I will. I'll have to. Hold on. I'll go here. You answer someone else's question, and I'll go find it. Maybe you can tell me what I have.
You can dust them off and give them to me.
No, I want them. I just need to like figure out how to use them again, because I feel like digital messes me up. Like, I don't know. It's just.
So here's the secret that people just don't understand is one, oh, that's cool, is that film is easier than digital. You have less choices. Oh, he's a Nikon guy. Yep.
So now I have Nikon and Canon.
But like film is easier. Like you have less choices. There's only like one dial you're going to move to change your setting. And then it's, and you can read the camera manual and it will tell you everything. Honest to God, like nobody reads their manual, and they ask me these questions and I'm like, read the manual, it's right there.
Here's the other one, another one.
Those are nice. You have to put film in and use them.
I know, I think, I totally agree with what you're saying, that film is easier, because when I switched over to digital, I had a hard time. It was really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really got it down. Like I could never get those colors that I really wanted. In film, all I got to do is pick the right film, throw it in the camera, and all of a sudden it's like awesome. It's like magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like all the way film.
I grew up getting my film, just shooting with like a point and shoot film camera. And when you were talking about the magic, and it's like Christmas when you get your scans back, it made me think of, going to the store and picking, at Walmart and getting my film, getting my pictures back. It's like so
exciting.
Yeah.
Literally, that's how my life feels all the time, which is crazy. Like, the amount of satisfaction just shooting film has brought into my life on a personal level is crazy. Like, I don't think there's any one thing I could have done to make myself happier.
That's so interesting. I love it.
It sounds crazy, but it's so true. And like, I never considered myself creative or an artist, so I don't know if I could have been this happy trying some other kind of art form. But I was always, like a numbers person. Mm-hmm. And now it's just like, even on my worst days, like, what's that quote? Like, I'm never bored. As long as I have a full night of sleep and a camera, I'm good. Like, there's no boredom. There's no rule. And there's always something new to try or something to be inspired by. My son was going to school for, he's really good at drawing. So he's an illustrator. And he had to take like art history, right? So something that I hate history. I was like, how boring is this? But then he got into modern art history, and he was taking it at summertime online. So we had the book laying around the house, and I started looking at it. And I was like, this is the coolest thing. Like all of this abstract color field paintings. And it was like, there was no subject. It was just color was the subject, but it really, I could feel it. And it was very inspiring. And I started realizing like, it's really color that makes me so happy. And that goes back all my life. Like I always was the girl that had striped clothes, that had rainbows, that like, I remember being little, like 6, and begging my mom for a yellow and orange stripe to run across my bedroom walls. So that is just like part of who I am. And I guess photography is a really good way to be able to do that and express it. And so now it's like, you know, all of the double exposures or the light leaks, or I shoot with filters or prisms or through things, just any way to kind of add color or to just take that photo up to a different level. And it's just really fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And did you have other questions? Are there more questions before I butt in with my questions? Are there other questions that people had sent you?
But it was mostly like a bunch of things I learned, which took me forever to learn. So other people might be like, duh. But the color of your light leak depends on what you were shooting. So if you're shooting like a person on green grass and you open that camera back, you're going to have an orange light leak. But if you're shooting a bright blue sky with somebody and you open that camera back, you're going to have a bright pink light leak. And to me, that's like such a huge aha moment. So I never do a light leak in green grass. I only do it against a bright blue sky or somewhere where I'm going to get those pinks and oranges. Like the pink is what I'm looking for. The orange doesn't really do it for me. So that's a huge hint, which took me years to figure out because I'm slow, I guess, or I didn't put 2 and 2 together. And, you know, just go out and play with it. Open the camera back.
Wow. Well, does it matter what film stock you're shooting with?
No, this is where, hi, Tony. This is where, like, some people differ with me. Like, they're like, oh, we want you to talk in your PDF all about the film stocks. Like, what's a good one for a double? I'm like, there is no good one for a double. You use whatever you had in your camera. Like, so everyone loves a certain stock for their own reason, their own color preference. Like, my color preference is a bright sunny day with Kodak Ektar. Like, hands down, that's my favorite thing to shoot. But if you're like a Portra 400 person, then do your double with Portra 400. Like, you don't want your doubles or your experiments to look different than your regular work. You want it all to fit in. So, you know, so just use what you're normally drawn to anyway. For me, Kodak Ektar is like it's just like the best. It's the best film. But if I lived in Seattle, I probably wouldn't shoot it as much because it's only really great on a bright sunny day. So I have great Seattle pictures, but they were in the summertime. So, and then I love Portra 800 because it also has really pretty colors too, but it's more expensive.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I know this doesn't count, but my favorite preset on the Visco presets is Portra 800.
I don't know because I've never tried them, so I don't know how real they are to the real film. But yeah, Portra 800 is beautiful. It's like really pretty colors without like ever saturating the skin too much. With Ektar, if you've got somebody with a red face, you have to watch out. You can't use it. Yeah, because it will pick that up, and that's not good.
Cool.
But yeah, so Instaproofs is like super handy for all of that work. I put everything up there. I mean, I can even I was thinking about putting up a gallery of just my kids' shots so the grandparents can download them. You know?
Yes, I use mine for all sorts of stuff. It's very, very handy.
Oh, you know what? My new thing I've been doing because the wedding blog thing. So I don't know if that's all starting to change with Style Me Pretty going down. But, you know, most of the weddings I shoot get featured on a wedding blog or in a wedding magazine. And so what I normally do is I have the folder up there for the client with all the, you know, all of their images that they want. But then I'll make a separate folder with just the images that I'm selecting for submission. And I'll put a old date on it so it shows up at the very bottom of the page. So the client's, you know, it's not interfering with the client's wedding. And, you know, just call it like whatever, you know, Oluwalu Plantation House submission. And give that link to the people that are deciding, you know, to the editors. And they can look at it really easy in a beautiful format, all in that grid pattern. So I use it for submissions too.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to use it.
That's amazing advice.
Because Dropbox doesn't work so well for that because it comes up like one file at a time, you know?
Yeah.
And they like to just be able to pull up and be like, oh, we want this wedding, or oh, we don't, whatever. So
Yes.
it works really well for submissions.
That is a great tip. I love that tip.
Yeah.
That's a great tip. Okay,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for joining me today. I feel like I've been only talking to you for like 10 minutes, but it's like been
It's been a long time.
it's been almost an hour.
I'm chatty.
No, I'm chatty too. I just love hearing about the journey that people have with photography and how it fits into their life and what inspires them. So thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. Bye,
Bye.
Wendy.